solutions and cool things and stuff. It's the Holly and Josh Welcome to the Harley and Josh show. Harley is slightly ill today, guys.
Slightly.
He's very ill.
I might not make it to the end of the show.
Oh, mate. So my task for today is to try to make him laugh.
I will actually die. It will end me.
Okay.
So,
don't even smile.
I can't smile.
Stop it.
I won't.
You are right now. You're
I'm
just
too
a happy
miserable
person.
to smile.
Okay, anyway, welcome to the Harley and Josh show, you
Hello.
wonderful people. Today we're going to be playing some music from Rad PITT, Seth and Eliza, as well as Angel. We've got news on Ipswich having a brand new music festival.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Wow. Tik Tok are using AI in their app now, which is for their music anyway.
Nice.
So that's a bit creepy. And also, Harley, is there too much music?
Yes.
Well, okay. Well, that's that then.
Yeah,
we're going to be asking that later on. So yeah, but first, Harley, the most important thing that always needs to be known is what'd you do? Tell me.
Oh, mate, it's been a busy weekend for both of us. Mm-hmm. It's been a bit mad. I'm not going to talk about Friday because Friday was all about you, really.
Every Friday's all about me.
Oh, yeah. My first kind of music thing, I was running AV for Golding's House Auction.
Oh, right, cool,
I've talked about this before. We did it at Worsted Park.
Gold
but until recently, they've changed venues. And it was a lot harder job for myself because all of the stuff at Worsted Park's really decent gear, all in-house. So I turn up and the desk is on, ready to go.
So fun.
Whereas this, I had to build everything from scratch and start.
That's not fun.
And it was so hot. I mean, you've been in the hangar. I don't know if you've ever been there in the summer.
Never in summer.
No aircon.
Oh, gosh.
Very warm. It was like toasty.
Yeah.
But it was a good day. It was. It went smoothly. A couple of dropouts with the wireless first like 5 minutes, so I had to.
It's always a battery thing. I always find
aerials
is one. I've had the problems before where they just start making weird like noises, and I'm like, oh, I've got to change the battery again.
Yeah. These were decent. The Sennheiser ones, they kind of work, and then they stop.
Oh, okay, that's great.
We hired them from Quatreus, and they just gave me a fresh set of batteries. They go, if it's anything below full, use new batteries because it's not worth like £2 worth of batteries to like have the whole thing
just cut out. Yeah.
So that
good point. Good question. Good
went
tips.
really well.
Yes.
And it was quite a nice little nice day, very warm, and it was very warm all week.
It was.
So yeah, that was all a thing. Interesting thing on Friday, actually, I had an appointment with the hearing people at Specsavers.
Oh.
I've got...
Need a hearing aid?
No.
Go to Specsavers.
Yeah.
Should have gone to Spec... What?
It's one of my favourite jokes. Oh, you never guess who I bumped into in Specsavers? Everybody.
Okay. That doesn't work because I didn't make you laugh there, so I'm not going to give myself a point.
That was my joke.
You made yourself laugh.
Yeah. So I've got a thing in my left ear, which is kind of like your ear, on your inside of your ear is skin, and skin dies and it falls off, and it can sometimes get caught in the earwax.
Right.
And it's kind of, I've got a small blockage. It's like a thin film of wax over my ear.
Yummy.
But they weren't able to fix it, so I'm hopefully going to get a call from the GP at some point, and they're going to look in that. So I'll give you news into my gooey ear hole as that develops.
I didn't know I wanted that so much, but now I'm so glad that I know that's...
There we go. Weekly update on my gooey ear holes.
My new series that I'm going to be binging
is
Harley's Gooey Ear Holes.
There we go. Yeah, that's going to be the new Netflix series.
Get a jingle going.
20 minutes of just my ear hole.
Ooh. What else did you do, Harley?
So yeah, we geeked Friday. You're going to talk about that one.
Sure.
Because that was a thing. Had a very busy Saturday. I had a PA hire go out for FFS Fest that we talked about last week, Future Female Society Festival at Cult Cafe. Great little event. All female artists promoting, gender equality and equal opportunities for females and males alike, but equal opportunities kind of denotes that.
Yeah.
And it was great. So the PA, I wasn't there for the whole event because I had to shoot off for a lesson. Then I had to shoot off to the Felixstowe Carnival. We played the Felixstowe Carnival Chart Attack.
Oh, amazing.
That was great.
How was the weather?
Well, it held out. As soon as we finished playing, then the heavens opened.
Ooh,
it was one of them. It was very lucky. The other thing was we were playing on the seafront and we had to get there. However, the procession was going across the seafront.
Oh, no.
So I had to park my van one side of the road and carry it through the procession.
Oh, yeah.
All my gear to get to the other side.
Oh, no.
Eventually. And luckily we got there in time. DHE were running the sound. They did a great job.
Oh, they do a great job every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those guys.
Luke Boast was on front of house.
Do you know what DHE stands for?
No.
Dance High Entertainment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They used to run raves.
Oh, that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Big sound system, nice and loud, but really good quality. All HK systems and stuff.
Yes.
It went really well. Nice and easy. Great guys to work with.
The crowd like?
Good. Yep. They were, well up for it. There were a few people dancing at the front. Nice. A lot of people sitting and watching, which is what you need for like those kind of events.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of very nice words and people were very nice to us and said thank you and stuff like that.
Shout things at you like strawberries.
Yeah.
Meringue. Those are nice words.
They are very nice words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cellar door. That's a nice word.
Yeah.
Cellar door.
Cellar door.
That was voted.
Sounds like an evil company from Terminator films.
But also sounds like an ice cream company.
Oh yeah.
Cellar door ice cream.
Or just people that sell doors.
Yeah, for things underground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense too. But it's also a good place to put ice cream.
Good.
Okay, so that was really cool. And then we...
I think I'm going to count that one. Ding.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Toby and Nick, because we had Nick Keeble on guitar, they had to shoot off to Saxfest. They played with Connor Adams in the evening. And I had to shoot off to Hoseley, where I had a gig with Oddball and the Shifty Twins for the first time in ages.
Wow, man.
It was so much fun.
Shepherd and Dog.
That's the one, yeah. It was really good fun. It wasn't the busiest of nights, but the people there were really appreciative of it.
Nice, yeah.
We had a lot of fun with it. It's great to play with Oliver and Dougal again for doing some rocky stuff. I don't get to do a lot of that. And that was just great fun to sort of do that kind of thing.
Balls. Yeah.
And then on the Sunday was Hoppy and the Hopefuls acoustic-ish. Acoustic, yeah. It wasn't too acoustic because we all had amps plugged in and stuff.
It was only Dan that was acoustic.
Yeah. But we just didn't have Rich because he wouldn't have fit.
Yeah.
So it was a slightly stripped down stuff, but it sounded really good actually. I
wish you had.
You wish I'd just completely
Slightly stripped down.
I was in a bad mood all day because I was coming down with this cold.
That would have made it even sexier though. You just go, don't take my clothes off.
Just angrily strip.
Don't even want to do this, but here I go. Ding! I got another one.
Oh god, yeah.
Yay!
So yeah, that was cool, and it was good fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely audience, really nice chilled afternoon. And it went really well, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, a nice simple setup you did.
Yeah.
Just one speaker.
It was one speaker, wasn't it? Yeah.
Just for vocals.
Yeah, I had a different setup for every gig this weekend because I had a PA hire going out. So Friday night, I used the PA that I hired out on the Saturday.
Wow.
Used my own system on the Saturday night because the other one was hired out. And then used that system again, but with just a single top on the Sunday. So we've had a lot of different swap arounds of setups and stuff, but every single one worked, just knowing your room and knowing what works. Yeah,
know the room, know what works. I mean, we were supposed to be outside at that gig, weren't we? But
so we were, yeah.
Both times that we've supposed to have done that with the Hopefuls, it rained.
Yeah.
Or looked like it's going to rain, which sucks.
It's just not enjoyable
so,
outdoors.
like you say, just got to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
And also, that doesn't just mean being prepared in terms of your knowledge, but the gear that you take with you.
Yeah.
Because, most of the time I'll take full PA with me. And... not for festival gigs when they've already got a PA set up, but I like to just have it so that so if I do need to just use very small parts of it, then we can. And also what the kind of inputs that you've got in your PA. If you've just got passive speakers, you can't be quite as diverse as that because you always have to have an amp. And some of the times when I've played the duo shows, it's just guitar and double bass, it's been great to just have a speaker that has 2 really good preamps in it, active speaker.
Yeah.
And so we don't even have to have a desk. We'll just have the thing. So just, like what we did yesterday. But if you could do that with your system, can't you?
Yeah. Yep. We have pretty much the same system, really. And it's cool just to have that control. Speaking of gear and stuff, the thing that I was really experimenting with that weekend, because I was playing with 3 different bands, 3 very different styles. And I had my pedal board go down a few weeks ago, and it was just a patch lead went down. And that kind of went, how can I stop this happening in future?
Oh, here we go.
So I thank you to Andy Burles, who very kindly lent me his Line 6 Helix HX effects pedal.
Right.
Which is...
That's fun to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
A really high quality multi-effects with loads of different effects emulated from your classic sort of pedals and stuff, and it did really well.
Harley, have you just created a new section to our show?
Shall I?
Oh, it's Harley's Gear Corner.
Ooh.
There we go. So what is this new gear, Harley?
So, let's say, as I said, the Line 6 Helix is a multi-effects unit. They do various different versions. They do the HX Stomp, which is a 2-button and amp emulation.
Right, okay.
So you've got cab emulation and amp head sort of simulators. You've also got the HS Effects, which is the one I had, which is 6 buttons, 6 effects. You can run 9 effects all at once.
Like what?
Anything.
Like?
Pretty much anything you want.
Chorus, flange, any kind of modulation.
They've got like 5 different choruses, 4 different flanges, like 3 or 4 different... they've got like 8 different wah pedals.
Does it have an expression pedal on yours?
My one, it doesn't, but it's got an expression output.
So you could just plug into a volume pedal into it or something.
The level up, the LT, and the full Helix, they both have modulation pedals on them, which you can assign to anything.
Is it MIDI or is it?
It's voltage controlled. It's like a VCA,
yes, of course.
It just picks up a resistance and works out that resistance and goes, hey, that's the thing.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, yay. So yeah, and it just did everything I needed it to.
That's great.
I'm now toying between that and the Model Up that already has the expression pedal built in and also has the amp models, which aren't too important for bass.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
But at the same time, if I do a guitar gig, it might come in handy to have something that's nice and compact to just turn up, put my ears in and go.
So in terms of loading, effects into it or preset, foot pedal sort of layouts.
Yeah.
Can you do that on a computer? Is it USB compatible?
You can run it onto a computer. You can download effects and stuff. When I was at the Ipswich Guitar School show...
I did notice that. I was at the Ipswich Guitar School on Sunday, and I sort of saw that Richard had one sitting there.
He had one on his pedal, and a lot of his students had bought various versions between the effects and the stomp sort of thing. But one of his other students had his pedal board there for the whole day, and he had his HX effects there. So what he did, Richard just gave me a USB stick and went, here's the patch. So they had the same effects on both pedals.
Wow.
And it's really easy to do that. You can email it over to other people. I mean, in terms of setting it up, on the Friday, I turned up with a blank patch set and I went, boom, 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 set it all up.
We are truly in the future.
It is really good. I mean, I'm not saying old school pedals are done with.
Obsolete or anything, no.
No, I think because people like the pedals. I like the pedals.
I still like that, yeah.
But at the same time, it's very good for just turning up everything you've got and someone goes, oh, this could do with a chorus on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I could set it up.
Bang, 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 bang. What kind of price are we talking?
I think the HS Effects, it starts at about £400 roughly. The Stomps, I think, are a bit less. And then when you get to the LT and the full version, you're talking between $900 for the LT and around $1,100 to $1,200 for the full version.
And think about this, guys. So you guys listening, you might be like, oh, that's a bit expensive. One pedal, £100 at least.
Yep.
For a Boss pedal.
Yeah.
I mean, Boss is in the brand, not just like really good.
Yeah.
And like, you can get like the cheap ones, like the Chord ones.
Yeah.
For like, maybe 50, 60 quid, but they can go on you quite easily.
Yep.
And you've also got to buy all the patch cables. You've also got to buy the pedal board. I mean, my pedal board, has cost way over 400 quid.
I think my pedal board, I valued it up the other day and it is, my two favourite pedals on there, they're 600 quid.
Yeah.
Well, 700 quid retail price.
And then you're very fixed there with what you can do.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, Harley, I'm very, very impressed. I mean, thank you for sharing your unlimited knowledge.
I think it's fine. Oh, sorry, mate.
did stuff. Well done, buddy. Bless you. He didn't really sneeze. So anyway, right, before I get into my stuff, let's play some music. I want to play something, but we haven't played by Rad PITT before. This one's called Malachi, because they are playing pretty locally pretty soon, as in this weekend. Oh, check it out. This one's called Malachi. It's on iTunes and stuff. That was Malachi by Rad PITT. Nice short and sweet one, but they're very good at that, aren't they? They're very good at that. So, quick thing before I start on catching you up on 2 weeks worth of stuff. Shout out to Bronwyn for coming in.
She was great, wasn't she?
Yeah, I mean, she was great. Apart from her impression of me.
I mean, her Hugh Laurie impression was great.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
That's my impression of Bronwyn's impression of me.
I think, it sound exactly the same.
Hey, number 3. Ding! I got it. Right, okay. So, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop trying to make you laugh. So last week, I had my last week of teaching. So I was sort of just making sure the kids had actually practiced and making sure they're ready for having 6 weeks of having no lessons, making sure they're going to actually keep practicing. Doesn't always work. I sent them home with a worksheet the week before just to come back and say, right, okay, let's see so I can give you some practice points for the next 6 weeks, because I know the points that you're not doing well on. And about 20% of them brought them back. So I just made them sit there and do it in front of me. I was like, well, you've just wasted your own lesson because you didn't do your homework and you didn't practice. So you're going to do it in front of me so I can tell you exactly where you're going wrong and where you need to be, or exactly where you're going right as well. And also what you're going to be needing to practice. I'm going to miss some of my year 6s because they're all going off to high school. They're all becoming teenagers. It's weird. So yeah, good luck, guys. So would have been the Friday, the 20th of July, I think it was. I was at Manning's because we had a gig, last minute gig.
We've missed one big gig we did.
What's that?
Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm getting to it, boy. Getting to it. Come on now.
Sorry, we're in the wrong week.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So, yeah, Manning's, where it was just Rich and I doing a duo thing. That was really good.
I was there.
A last-minute thing. Yes, you were. You and Jenny turned up, and it was a really nice surprise, that. Yeah, rum old place, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, some of the locals there, absolutely mental.
Yep.
But, yeah, had a good time. There's one... Okay, we haven't gone on to your pub band sins today so far, but I want to do venue sins. All right, here's my section: venue sins. Leaving the sports on while the band is playing. They had golf playing while we were playing.
Way to
I mean,
bring down the energy in the room.
Yeah, I'd like to have something to watch, but not golf. I mean, it's not exactly something dynamic for a Friday night. Anyway, if you like golf, this isn't the show for you. So yeah, we had Manning's. The next morning, I forgot that I had Bravo in the morning, which sucks, but I still got there on time. My calendar told me that I was supposed to be there half an hour before. I was supposed to be there. Flashed up, and I was still in bed.
Well done, calendar.
Yeah, thank you, calendar. Right. So I was supposed to be there in Stowmarket at 9:00. Made it. Had a quick wash in the key areas, get down there, and it was the last session before their performance at Stowmarket Carnival.
Wonderful.
So I had to just recap them all on that. After that, I immediately went to play a baby shower, which was... it was for Kay and Mike. We'd already played their wedding. We played their anniversary. Oh wow! And now we played their baby shower. So we went straight to there. That was really fun. Loads of little ones around, and so them just looking at the double bass like, what is it? Hey, I'm going to count that one, number 4. I like making you laugh. It's fun because you smile. You got a nice smile, Eddie. What was it? We finished playing that, and then I immediately went from that to Stowmarket Carnival.
Yep.
Because the kids were playing there. That was an unpaid thing. I was just like, I wanted to be up there because some of them just didn't know some of the parts. So I was just like, right, I'll be up there on the side of the stage playing for them. There was one guy heckling me. He was like, stop playing. I want to hear them play. I was like, they don't know this bit, so
Yeah.
and you can take your one tooth and scurry away, buddy. That was really, really fun. You can see that on my Instagram story on Josh Locke Official, at Josh Locke Official. You can see them playing. We did a version of Rolling in the Deep mixed with Eye of the Tiger.
Nice.
Which was there's a fire. They did a really good job of that. It was really fun. They literally learnt it that day
and
then performed it. So that was a nice little lesson. Just like sometimes you don't have weeks and months of rehearsal. Sometimes you barely even have hours. You just got to crack it out and just hope for the best. Bravo, the baby shower. And then the next day I was at the Forge. It was it was only the second gig they'd had there. And it was really, really nice. It filled out like quite quickly. Actually, I was a bit worried at first. I was like, I don't know if people are going to turn up because they don't know it's a thing, and there weren't any tables free, so that was good. And they're having music there much more often now. I know that you're playing there with Chart Attack very soon. I don't know how soon. Is it August?
End of August.
Yeah, at the end of August.
Let's have a look. It's at the 25th of August.
Very nice. Cool. I like that. That's a Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've seen where they think they're going to put you, which is like up on a sort of a balcony bit. Which looks like it'll be loads of fun. So yeah, the Forge is nice. Nice drinks, nice food, nice people. And there was an interesting thing I wanted to bring up. I need to remember the name of the company, but we complimented them on the background music they had going on while we were in our break. It was just a really good mix. They have some Anderson .Paak in there. They had some old funk from Curtis Mayfield, but also some newer music as well, and older music and newer music all mixed in together. And I said to them, "Who chose the playlist?" And they said, "Well, actually, we play a company. We give them a very specific kind of vibe that we want. So when people are eating, they don't want something that's like hardcore. Sometimes they just want something chilled. Sometimes they do want something a bit more upbeat. I think it's called C something. It's C something. Anyway. I'm going to find out and I'll let you guys know. And you pay a monthly subscription, kind of like Spotify, and they send you personalized playlists, which lots of venues are using this. You have to, have your own PRS license and all this sort of thing. But, that's a branch of the music industry I didn't know about. Playlist creating, not curating for Spotify and Apple Music. It's bespoke, tailor-made stuff for a business, which I think is really interesting.
It's great,
Let's check that out. And if you are a business owner and you are constantly having problems with just playing the same albums, or you don't really know what kind of music you like, and they can show you some stuff. Nice
service to create an atmosphere that you want.
Absolutely. So we played that. Then the next day, I had a really busy. I had a 5-gig weekend or something like that. Then the next day, I was there at Moorland School, which is why I couldn't be here at the show, from 9 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, doing their end of year performance of Twisted. It was like an updated version of Oliver Twist. They got me playing guitar along with them, as well as some of my kids play guitar in the show.
Nice.
And they got me making an updated version of Got to Pick a Pocket or Two, Boy. That's the Suffolk version. I'm going to call that as number 5. It was a version. They asked me to make it sound like The Clash, Guns of Brixton. So it was like doom 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 doom. So it was like Got to Pick a Pocket or Two, but reggae. Which Harley absolutely loves. So that was really fun. Love it. Well done, guys. I was really, really proud of them. After that, I shot straight across to the Mayor's Parlour, where the Buccaneers, Jason the Buccaneers, we had a photo shoot thanks to Andrew and Lynn Beale. Because we'd been in there before and I knew they had some amazing chairs and props and stuff for us to use. So we were just sat there with sort of like these commemorative coins and these old tankards that were actually from the sort of the 16th century and stuff. So it was really good. Those photos are coming out soon, courtesy of Keezy Y and Tan Photo. So I'll just be posting them up on the New Buccaneers Instagram. You can find us at the Buccaneers Band. 2 C's, 2 E's.
I'm going to go like this now.
Oh, thanks, Harley. That'd be lovely. But so I'm going to be posting up lots of pictures of us and with piratey facts and quotes. So if you're into your pirate stuff, keep your eye on that because that should be quite interesting for you. So then the next day, I joined a very wonderful bass player called Mr. Harley Cotton.
Oh, hello.
We were at the Hut on the beach, Felixstowe beachfront, on the promenade. I can say that because I've got a thin mustache now. Promenade. Sorry, it's too much phlegm for a podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's coming from the cold guy.
Yeah.
And we played 2 half-hour and a bit sets for the residents. What's the home called? I've forgotten.
Cotman House.
Cotman House, which is just on the cliffs of Felixstowe, above sort of where Wilco is and where all sort of like what was it, Wizard Taxis.
Yeah.
Do they still do Games Workshop stuff, Warhammer there?
I think so, yeah.
Anyway, that completely besides the point. But they're a really lovely group of people there. Like they'd eating their fish and chips and just watching some old rock and roll. They were really getting into it. Some of them really, wheelchair bound. Some of them Zimmer frame can't walk very well. Some of them had to have family members there just to help them eat. But they were still really reciprocative, and it just shows how much music means to people.
It does, yeah.
Especially in later life. And if you are a musician and you have the capacity, go and play for somebody who doesn't get visited much. Talk to Age UK, Suffolk Age UK, and they can help set you up somewhere where they'd love you to come down and play for them. They really would.
Yeah.
There is a shortage of people that will do it. Because a lot of time it's for free. I mean, you got you're donating your time, but it pays you back in your soul. It really does.
It does, definitely.
Just to see. I don't have any grandparents left, so just seeing old ladies smiling because of something that I've done is nice.
Yeah,
it's really nice. But anyway, yeah. So keep going, Cotman House. You're great.
Yeah.
Then I was playing at the Swan. Wait a second. Am I thinking about this the right way around? Yes, it was Friday night. Played at the Swan in Holbrook. Andy couldn't make it last minute because she had norovirus.
Yeah.
Some virus that she couldn't sing. So I just sort of winged it. Wanged it. No. So we just sort of there we go, counting at 6. Ding! 6 laughs, Charlie gentlemen. Tally them off. I basically just had to blag a lot of the songs, didn't I?
You did really well, man. That was a really good set. I mean, it went down really well, and you were just...
Thanks, man.
Absolutely.
And I looked like I was from Jurassic Park as well.
You did.
Because I had my hat on. No, what did I say? I looked like a French... I've got to remember what his name was. Pablo Escobar. I called myself Pablo Escargot. No, you mean sorry.
I thought you were going to go with Pablo Escobar. Good. I like it. So you were at the Swan on Friday night. That was really nice. Thanks to Alex for cycling all the way there. Oh yeah,
crazy man. Then the next day was crazy. All right, I've got to cram in a lot of stuff before we get to our next song. So I was at Harwich Maritime Festival at 12 o'clock with the Lockabillys. Then I was at the same festival, Harwich Maritime Festival, 1:30 with JS and the Buccaneers. Both sets incredible. Like a really good turnout. Nice. Great sound on stage, I thought. Then and playing a load of sea shanties out to sea, where I could see Felixstowe as well. We'd just done a 50-minute drive, and I was just like, it's just right there. There's a 7 ding. That was really nice to play for them. Thanks to Lynn and Andrew for coming over on the ferry. That was cool. Immediately from there, we went to Sax Mundham, which is about an hour's drive, to do Sax Fest with Richard Dean. Really fun. It was absolutely chucking it down by the time we got there, but people were still up for it. At Harwich, it didn't rain. Yeah. So we were super lucky, like you were with Chart Attack. Yeah. But Saxfest, not so lucky. But we had a great big stage. You can see on the Lockabilly's Facebook page, we were using that space. It was great fun. Nice. And we sold some merch. So thank you to you guys for helping us out with that one. So then straight from there, we went to the Old Hall 45th Sapphire anniversary. Now, Old Hall is like a community of people that live in this very old hall in East Bergholt, and it's a beautiful place, really beautiful place. Nice. Just with a big teepee, great vibes. Downstairs played on after us. Sweet. And it was a great ending to a very, very busy day. Because I was knackered by the time I ended that. I think I really realised I'd been on stage for about 6 hours or something like this. So that was good. Then and then the next day we had Gladstone Arms, which Harley's already talked about. So that was what I did. What did I do? I already told you. So shut up. I'm going to play you some music from a wonderful, wonderful local musician who is just pushing us all, really, a bit further and further and further.
Definitely.
You were there at the FFS Fest.
I wasn't there for the show, but there's some videos of Angie doing her thing.
This is Angel, A-N-G, with her new single, Stronger. It's now available all across everywhere, and she's just got a video for it. Check it out. And check out her voice in this. It's a beautiful singing voice.
Nice. Could the new music festival put Ipswich on the map?
Plus, TikTok owner ByteDance buys AI music company Juke Deck. All this on Music News. Do you want me to read these, Harley?
Yeah, well, yeah. Because I can't. That sentence was hard enough.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so new music festival in Ipswich. We've literally just had this announced, which I saw it in the Ipswich Star, thanks to Angel for sharing that one. Sound City Ipswich will feature 21 bands performing across 3 venues with the aim of uniting the town behind the cause. The festival, which will coincide with the music conference, is set to take place across Ipswich on October 4th in a bid to encourage touring bands to visit the town. Yes!
Yes, definitely.
Yes!
Definitely.
This is great. Of course. During the day, 7... Ding! During the day, a conference featuring artists, venues, promoters and industry figures will showcase Ipswich as a viable location for touring artists to play. There will then be an evening of gigs at the Corn Exchange, the Manor Ballroom and the Smokehouse featuring local and touring bands. Other activities such as coffee shop acoustic gigs, DJ sets, workshops and a free BBC introducing gig are also being lined up. Joe Bailey, of course he's behind it.
Of course.
A smokehouse owner and event organiser, said, "We're really excited to partner with Liverpool Sound City," so it's from Liverpool,
right,
to bring a multi-venue festival to our own hometown of Ipswich. We hope the festival will attract large numbers of visitors to the town and prove the need for investment in the area's music infrastructure, leading towards the creation of more live music venues, increased engagement in live music, and for Ipswich to culturally thrive while supporting the development of bands and artists in the eastern region. And the crowd goes wild. I think this is what is needed.
Yeah. We always say that like touring bands tend to leave Ipswich off the map.
Absolutely.
And that's not fair.
Yeah. I mean, it's in a song with Eminem now, as you've told me.
Oh yeah, and 50 Cent.
Right, so Ed Sheeran's talking about Ipswich. I mean, so much. He literally can't talk about Ipswich without talking about Ed Sheeran. That's like every single article I see. Anyway, so that's quite amazing. Yeah. I'm really, really looking forward to that. I've already thrown my name in the hat just to be involved in the conferences, in the gigs.
Awesome, yeah.
Just because I want to be there to support it or just to promote it. So we're going to be shouting about this on the Harley and Josh show constantly. As soon as we know stuff, you'll know stuff.
Definitely.
Quick side news. Side news. Swan is now reopening as the Swan and Hedgehog.
Yeah, really looking forward to that.
So the Swan, which is in Ipswich Town Centre, which has hosted amazing events such as Swan Fest and Jason and Locke.
I hope it keeps that same vibe that it had.
Yes, it's being run by the same people as the Castle in Framlingham, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
And they said that they're going to be sticking with some live music. So what they do with that, we'll have to see. But yeah, check that out. So next bit of news. If you love that news, by the way, please let us know.
Yeah,
give us a message if you've got
what you think.
Yeah, if you've got any info on it as well, please let us know. We'd like to know your thoughts or your opinions and what you think. This will do to help our town's music scene. So this one, we've kind of talked about AI before on the show and how it might affect the music industry.
Yeah.
Now TikTok owner ByteDance has now bought an AI music company called Juke Deck. So we've thought about this. What could a global digital platform want with music generated by artificial intelligence? That question has been on the lips of music industry people, podcasts, providers that are on iTunes and YouTube and Spotify. Please like and subscribe. Ever since Spotify hired one of the world's leading experts in the field, Francois Pachette, in summer 2017, Warner Music Group inked a distribution deal with stress-reducing sound app Endel, which it was claimed was the first ever algorithm to sign a deal with a major label.
That's mad.
That's mad. They've signed an algorithm, right? So that's already affected the music industry. That's huge. Anyway, user video platform TikTok is becoming a very well-known quantity to the music industry, having helped break artists and tracks like Lil Nas X Old Town Road. You talked about this last week.
Yep.
You were like, I don't know who Lil Nas X is. I'm going to take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm going to know it.
Nope.
Okay, well, all of my kids want to learn that song. And
Cool.
that's literally all they want. I'm like, what do you want to play today? We've got some stuff by Queen. We can do David Bowie. They're like, Lil Nas. I'm like, okay. So, yeah, TikTok's parent, ByteDance, which is heavily rumoured to be creating a Spotify-rivaling audio streaming service. Another one. How many of these can there be? They've announced last month that it now reaches more than 1 billion monthly active users via TikTok and other services globally. Now, Harley was drinking during that, and I was expecting a spit take. Hey, 8. Ding. It's like, 1 billion. TikTok itself hit 1 billion global app downloads in February. That's mad. There it is. It's a sneeze take.
Yeah.
According to global market monitor Sensor Tower, with nearly 100 million in the USA and 250 million in India.
Right.
There's a huge section of the population.
It's an interesting thing about this.
Cool.
And do you have TikTok?
No.
Do you know what TikTok is?
Yes.
Okay, I don't. Tell me, what is TikTok?
It's a video sharing thing like Vine.
Right.
And it's kind of like Instagram, where you can you sort of film yourself with friends doing activities, and it's supposed to be like a social media thing you actually.
From the adverts, are these all done to music?
Some are done to sort of film quotes and things. But the interesting thing about the music thing is that ByteDance has acquired a Juke Deck, a UK-based AI music startup, which has raised $2.5 million from investors. And guess what Juke Deck specializes in? Creating royalty-free music.
Right.
So for user-generated online videos.
Yeah.
Juke Deck's own website is now offline, aside from a homepage, which displays a message that reads, "We can't tell you more just yet, but we're looking forward to continue to fuel creativity using musical AI." Which I'm just like, oh my God. They are now putting out, robots are going to take out a lot of, royalty-free library music jobs.
They generally said that, in terms of work jobs that will be jobs that are safe when robots take over are arts-based stuff, and
think.
That's changing now.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't think that every single job will ever become completely obsolete. But they're all getting used. But I think they're sort of saying fueling creativity with AI. Okay, you're fueling creativity with videos, but not music, are you? Because that's going to be just like press a button and it creates a royalty-free thing. So, I mean, if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, royalty-free music is basically music you can put behind your video when you have uploaded something, or maybe on YouTube or on Facebook or something like this, which isn't going to flag up a copyright claim.
Like we get every week.
Every single week. So, yeah, it's kind of a way of having music in your video without having to pay through the nose.
For those people who wonder how that works, from our point of view, we get a thing saying our music that we've flagged up, and it means that because we've played, I think it's over 7 seconds worth of an artist's music,
right,
we don't get the money for the advertising income from that advert. The money goes straight to the artists, which we're completely fine with.
Because most of the artists we're using are all local guys, who are either friends or they deserve the money. Somebody
like Mr. Rainer Van Dal, who makes music or makes videos every week, it means that the money he gets from the ad revenue for the videos that he's creating stays in his pocket rather than goes out of his pocket for the content that he's creating.
Because he's put in a lot of work into those videos, and if all the money goes to a big artists for the being in the video for less than 10 seconds, I mean it's kind of unfair sometimes.
There is a slight debate that, like, for example, we create an hour's worth of content, and if we play music, then all the money from that content that we've created goes to someone else's creation that have done a small percentage of what that is, and whether that's fair. But I think we'll get to a point, hopefully, that that it
context, I suppose.
It will get spread evenly.
Yes, exactly. So, speaking of sort of like music on YouTube videos, we talked about Thematic a little while back when Raina guested on the show. And Mark Schrobigan, the CEO of Thematic, has gotten in touch with us as he listened to the show. And he was like, I just sort of said to him, how is the company making money? Because basically all the royalties for songs that go in on people's videos that come from Thematic go to both the video uploader and the artist that created the music. So we were like, how does this make any money? So he just sort of, this is his quote here. I think you guys pretty much nailed it. We are still in beta and have not gone to market yet. Our platform takes advantage of two-sided network effects, which in our case is the value exchange between our two user groups, creators and music artists, creators being sort of video creators. We made it free in beta so that we can see how the community is interacting with this value system. By doing this, we have created a ton of data exhaust, which we will structure into features that we will build and eventually charge for our co-founder Michelle Phan. Charge for, sorry. Full stop. Our co-founder Michelle Phan is a content creator herself and has made it her mission to support creators and artists. I know she's been sued by a lot of people because she's used music in her videos to promote the musician, but then and then YouTube is taking all the money from her and all these particular record labels are suing her for using this music. Right, okay. But where the artists are going, no, wait, she's doing a good thing for us. She's talking about us, she's reviewing it. So, yeah, I kind of see why she's started it up. She's made it her mission to support creators and artists. As a part of that mission, we will always keep the good portion of the platform free. We will be rolling out a freemium to premium pricing model towards the end of the year. I can't go into too much detail here as we are still conducting user interviews and cohort analysis to understand what our users want for us to build and what they will be willing to pay for these features. I can tell you that these features will be focused on advanced analytics and targeting for music artists as well as curation, music supervision for your videos, for content creators. So Thematic will, can say, this music would work for your videos. It would work for your videos. He says, thanks again for all your support and look forward to having your feedback. All the best, Mark.
Great.
So thanks for listening, Mark.
Yeah. If any other listeners have any other questions or comments or, regarding that, we could pass them on and bring that up in future.
Absolutely. But basically, it's...
I think it answered a lot of questions there.
Yes, it did. I mean, it's a way for musicians and video creators or just content creators online to sort of share a bit of the money rather than having to sit there and say, no, that's specifically for me. No, that's specifically for me. And then, it getting ugly. So, I think that's a good idea for that to happen. So, anyway, as we've only got a little bit of time left, Harley, it's time for...
Thing the fan report back this morning.
Jingle.
It sure is. So, Harley.
Yes.
I want to know, is there a surplus of music in the world? Is there more music than what people want?
That's a very good question.
Oh, I know.
I was thinking this the other day because from a business point of view, when you start a band, or just from when you start a band, you don't start a band because there's a gap in the market. You're creating a market where there was no previous. Where, say, you're doing the Buccaneers, there wasn't people necessarily screaming out going, we need a pirate-based band.
Well, that's the thing.
Or was there?
That's the thing. When you do business plans and marketing plans, you research into your local industries, and you sit there and think, okay, who isn't doing something? And this, so it was exactly the same thing with the Lockabillys and with the Buccaneers and with the Black Swan Band ages ago. You look around and you sit there and think, okay, there aren't a huge amount of rockabilly bands around here. Yeah. So there is a gap there. Yeah. There are like pretty much zero pirate bands around. There are pirate bands around, so that is already an industry. So that there isn't one here. So again, there's a gap in the market.
It's a different kind of gap, though, per se, than if you're in a small village where people go, there's nowhere where I can buy sandwiches, so you start a sandwich shop.
Right, yeah.
You're...
But how do you know they want sandwiches?
How do you know they want rockabilly? How do you know they want metal?
Because there is a demand for it on the market as a whole. So, I mean, these are these kind of things that businesses that are doing well. I guess this comes down to sort of supply and demand, which, key sort of thing in any business startup. You got to have enough of a product for the demand kind of thing. So those two things are integrally linked.
Yeah.
Whether there is actually a demand for it,
especially when it comes to writing music as well. Mm-hmm. No one's asking you to write your first album. Mm-hmm. They might be waiting and hoping you'd come out with a second or a third, but for your first album, they don't know what they're missing. Yeah,
unless they're like best mates or family members. Yeah. But where they want you to do it for you.
Yeah.
But I think this is where the lines blur between business and pleasure with music.
Definitely.
Because, I am not fully in music for business. I do it because I love it, but it is still my business, so I need to charge for it. But when it comes down to, I don't know, like originals bands that are truly doing something from the heart, then you sit there and they're supplying it not only for a crowd of people to watch, but it's for themselves.
Yeah.
So the supply and demand thing is also blurred there because you're sitting there going, okay, you're supplying it to yourself.
Yeah. I think a song is worth writing if for every person involved in writing it, there's one more person listening to it.
Yeah.
Because that way it meets its goal of having somebody listen to it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And in that regard, there's not too much music because people always want to hear new music, but the old music's always going to be there.
Yeah.
And
I guess it's kind of like going on holiday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to go somewhere different. Sometimes you don't want to just stay at home. You want to listen to something new. Most of the time, I don't really listen to sort of stuff.
Right.
I'm constantly listening to new music because I just want to know what's new.
Yeah.
What's new in terms of techniques. Sometimes, these songs sound exactly like an older track or something like that, but with new production techniques or something like this, or just, interesting lyrics in certain ways. And it's, as a creator, I like to sit there and think, okay, how can I take these methods on board? So I think, as a source of inspiration, there can't be enough music. No. Because otherwise you'll run out of it and run out of inspiration.
I love listening to a new bit of music and going, why didn't I write something like that? That's genius.
Yeah.
And the fact is there's always people with new minds, with a new take on something. Even when someone does a cover in an original style, it really brings that kind of thing forward. And it's good to have that. And like I say, I don't think there'll ever be... I don't think we can run out of ideas. Do you think we could run out of ideas?
No, I think there is just sort of, probability says no, if that makes sense. It's this... I can't think of words right now, but it's this kind of constant curve of if one person has an idea that breeds to somebody else, and those and some two other people, and those two people have ideas, and that branches off to two other people, and things keep getting bigger.
Things coming back,
exponential. There we go. Like
that kind of 80s kind of synth pop thing has kind of come back from what it was
multiple times,
but it's not what it started as. It's still its own thing, like I say, new production, even if it's the same kind of synths, but the sounds overall do sound different. The production values and the mixes will always bring it forward into a way that keeps it fresh.
Looking like Stranger Things, it's nostalgia driven things, but it's still fresh storytelling. And it's just the same with rock and roll bands. Hot Tramp, the same thing with like amazing blues from Howlin' Wolf from back in the 60s, but they've brought it forward and they've updated it.
If you look at the amps they're using, the drums they're using all the same kind of stuff that existed in the 70s.
But it's still, that music didn't exist back then.
Yeah.
That, of that style did, but that song didn't,
No.
Black Dog Howl didn't exist.
No.
So they did create something new. I think, we've got to try and think about this from a consumer's point of view, though, because we're looking at it from the creators, and we never want it to run out and the demand to run out.
Yeah.
But do you think that, an audience or a crowd or a market can get fatigued when there's a lot of new music being released?
I think if you think of music like TV,
right?
Back when there were 2 TV channels, if you didn't, there'd be enough. They were making enough TV shows to be on one channel or the other, and if you didn't like one, you go to the other, and generally be happy. If not, you'd turn it off and wait for something else to come on. Then you had 4 channels, and more channels came up, more programs, different styles of programs, but doesn't mean that there was more stuff for one person to watch. It just meant for those people who wanted to watch Channel 4, they could stay there.
Right.
And people who wanted to watch Channel one, whatever, they can do that. Now there's loads of TV channels.
And there's crossover as well. I mean,
Yeah.
there's, in the Venn diagram, you can be in the middle. You know?
And I think that's what's happened now with music. There are more radio stations than there ever was, but also the way you can listen to music via YouTube or through Spotify, through radio, through
taste
playlists
makers.
and stuff. You don't have to listen to everything. You just listen to what you think you like.
Yeah.
And so the fact that there's more music doesn't mean there's more music for you specifically that has to listen to everything.
Right, yeah.
You know, there's music going on that
people.
I will never hear because it's not in my peripheral.
Yeah.
I don't need to listen to that. Doesn't mean that music shouldn't exist because my mate who lives across the road loves that stuff.
Yeah, that's a good
so
point.
that's there for him, and he's never going to listen to the music that I might listen to, some of the fringe stuff that isn't mainstream. So the music that's always going to be created doesn't need to be heard by everyone.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I like that. That's a good way to think about that one. Well done, Harley.
I did a thing.
Right, let's get real quickly on to the... What did Bronwyn think I said on that one?
She had no idea. I
The
mean,
gig list. Here we go. Right, so this weekend I'm playing a wedding in Gloucestershire for my mate Dan Freeman. Looking forward to it. That's the 3rd. And then I'm also playing at Harlequin Fair at 4 p.m.
Nice.
On Sunday. So that's the 4th. So if you want to come and see us, that's in West Norfolk. So it's a secret location though, so you've got to find it out. Right then, so the first gig we've got on this week is the 30th, which is tomorrow, Tuesday, for those that are listening to the podcast.
Yep.
All the more reason to listen to IO Radio, Mondays 2 to 3 p.m. Poison Idea, The Domestics, and Rad PITT are playing at Colchester Arts Centre. You heard Rad PITT earlier. They're amazing. Check them out tomorrow or Tuesday.
nice. On the 1st of August, we have the Harlequin Fair. It's going 1st to the 4th of August.
So I only know that I'm playing. There is no lineup released
Just yet.
No, well, I'm not sure if it will be released because it's a secret thing. So they always do have big acts playing, but and good ones.
So just go, mate.
Yeah. Figure it out. August 2nd, we've got Jackson Co at the Shamrock playing the best of Johnny Cash. That's Friday at 9:30.
Awesome stuff. Also on the August the 2nd, we have Superglue right here at the Smokehouse.
Absolutely. So we got crikey. It's two of the students, Luca and Oscar from the Rock Project back in the day. They are supporting Superglue at a sold out show, and they absolutely are Superglue. So good luck,
they
boys.
do, yeah. Nice.
So that's the Smokehouse. Is it your turn or my turn?
I think it's your turn.
Okay, so August the 3rd is afternoon acoustic with Joe Lees and Curtis Cully. That
Great lineup.
Yeah, that is at Jack's Food Shack. That's on the other side of Ipswich on Chantry, sort of way. They're doing sort of new acoustic days. That's a great lineup.
That's great. Yeah, really good.
That'll be really fun. Go on, after you.
August the 3rd, we have Three Wise Monkeys live. Reno and Rome, Caswell, and A&G. Amazing lineup.
Another amazing lineup for this weekend. Right?
That's from 9:30 at the Three Wise Monkeys.
You could catch both of those because it's 12 o'clock on the 3rd on Saturday to catch Joe Lees and Curtis Cully. So they'll be done by 4, 5. And then you can go down to Three Wise Monkeys and catch Reno and Rome, Caswell and Angel all
stuff.
on one lineup. That's absolutely amazing, right? 9:30 on Saturday, that is. Last one here, we've got August the 3rd. From 12 o'clock, we've got Rock Against Leukemia number 4 with some amazing bands such as In and Out of Sleep, Fisticuffs, Manic Blackout, and who I'm wearing the t-shirt of today, East Town Pirates. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Really, really great lineup. That's from 12 o'clock. All to raise money for charity and just, wonderful stuff, you know?
Mate, that's a great lineup for a Saturday afternoon for anyone who's looking for some
Stuff
music to see.
You know, exactly right. You could literally go through all 3 of those gigs there. So, it's been an absolute pleasure. We crammed everything in. Somehow. Let's chuck this in. This is Seth and Eliza. They just released this on Spotify. Amazing track called Rose Tinted Eyes. They've played with Meg Burrows. I've jammed with them before. I've recorded them at St. Peter's, and they're just really lovely people. This is great. If you like your Americana, check this out. Give us a like, subscribe, share.
Cheers.
Love us.
Bye.